السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور انفسنا ومن سيئات اعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله ارسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا بين يدي الساعه انه رسوله فقد رشد ومن يعصمه فانه لا يضر الا نفسه ولا يضر الله شيئا. وقال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين. صدق الله العظيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I begin in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is the most kind and the most compassionate. We praise, we glorify and we thank Him for all of His blessings, all of His bounties. Thereafter we send our salutations upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and even more excessively so because it is the most blessed day of Eid, the most blessed day of Jummah. And last but not least, we bear this fact in mind, that one day soon we will all stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to answer for our actions. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make all of our actions noble and decent so that we can be admitted into Jannah al-Firdaus. And we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to save us from all of the hardships of the hereafter. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. My beloved brothers, my beloved sisters, and beloved children, some of you that are already off from school on holiday for the Christmas period. Alhamdulillah, we are most honored and most privileged to be here as guests in the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on this most blessed day. The subject that I would like to discuss with you in the very short time that we have together is we as parents, all of us here, I can see in front of me, majority of us here are parents. We either have very, very young children, or we have children who are growing up, becoming teenagers, becoming adolescents, or even maybe mature young adults. We, as parents, and to some extent as grandparents, we have indeed a very important and imperative care of duty to our children and our grandchildren. I would say predominantly children. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has said, كلكم راع وكلكم مسؤول عن رعيته, that all of you are in positions of responsibility, and you will be asked about this responsibility on the Day of Judgment. We, as fathers, even more so, being the head of the household, we have a responsibility and a duty of care towards, number one, our wives, and number two, towards our children. Sometimes, brothers and sisters, we find ourselves lacking in this. We find avenues, or we find other ways in which to instill manners, if you will, or behavioral patterns, behaviorisms, and we don't take this responsibility upon ourselves as Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has taught us. Now, as I mentioned just a moment ago, is the Christmas holiday period for the children. Majority of the children, today is their last day. Some of them have full days, some of them have half day. Maybe a few of the children have already started the holidays, they go to private schools, etc. But from next week, all of the children will be off. This is, as we know, in this society that we live in, it is the most important time of the year. We will know this, we will acknowledge this, we will appreciate this. But the duty upon us as Muslims and as Muslim parents is to make sure that we teach our children the story of Isa alayhi salatu wasalam and the story of his mother according to the Quran and according to the Sunnah. Because we know this for a fact. And we even sometimes go to these plays and nativity plays, and we go to the assemblies, and we see all of this in schools and colleges and in and around, how much they teach the story of Jesus and his mother in the Christian way. So the children are brought up knowing this. Some of them maybe know this story better than the real story which we find inside the Quran, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taught us and which Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has explained to us. So it's our duty as parents to make sure that they know the true events that took place rather than the events that they learn in school, which is not concurrent to what the Quran and the Sunnah teaches. Now, brothers and sisters, coming back to my main point about teaching our children, I would like to go through a number of points, 12 points, in fact, if I may, about how we can better teach our children to become better Muslims. We can use this as a role model and a form of guidance for ourselves, but more importantly, try to instill this within our children so that they become role models for their children in the future, inshallah. So I'm going to explain each one as I go along. I want you to ingest and digest as much as possible, inshallah. 12 quick but highly effective ways for Muslim parents to inspire manners within their children. Unfortunately, some of our children lack mannerisms, and undoubtedly the parents are at fault to a certain degree for not teaching them and instilling good manners in them from a very young age. Here are 12 tips on how to improve and inspire good manners within the children. Number one, and these are all within the Sunnah. Number one, when entering the house, greet your children with salam and hugs and kisses. This will help develop their sense of love and mercy. You all know the hadith of Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam when he was playing with Hassan and Hussein radiallahu ta'ala anhuma, and one companion came up to him and said, "Oh, you hug your children, you hug your grandchildren, you kiss them. I have 10 children and I've never hugged them or kissed them ever." And what did Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam say? He said that there is no such loser in effect in the world as you. You are the biggest loser in the world. If you cannot show love and mercy to your children, how can you expect them to show love and mercy to you in your old age? So very, very important that we do this. A lot of us, we just go home, slam the door, sit down, turn the TV on, where's my food? And don't even know if the children are alive or dead. So very, very important to make sure that we try to, first thing, call the children, grab them, give them salam, give them hugs, give them kisses, show your love and devotion to them so that they may reciprocate later on. Number 2, be good to your neighbours and never ever backbite. Never speak ill of other drivers when on the road or when walking. Your children, when they are with you, they always listen and they absorb and then they emulate. We all know this, Rasulullah taught us this. They always set the best example because the biggest example that the children follows out of the parents. Most of us, we drive our children to school or we walk them to school, we're swearing, cursing, backbiting on the phone, whatever it may be. They're watching and they're learning this. And it's happened, isn't it? It happens all the time whenever, you tell them to do something. But you do it. And then we don't have any answers because we don't even know when we've done it. So it's very, very important that we always try and set a good example for them when we're driving them to school, walking to their school, or whatever it may be. Number 3, when calling your parents or visiting your parents or elders, encourage your children to speak to them. When visiting, take your children with you. The more they see you take care of your parents and your elders, the more they will learn to take care of you when you are old. So again, self-explanatory, very, very important that we do this. Nowadays, whenever we go out, we never ever bother taking them with us. And even if we want to take them with us, they say, no, I'm not interested, I want to play on my phone. No, we need to make sure, we need to emphasize that no, you can play with your phones, you can play with your tablets, you can play with your computer games, whatever it may be later on. Come with me for a little bit of time. We're going to go visit our elders, parents, uncles, aunts, whoever it may be. You need to come with us. And slowly, slowly, they will start enjoying. I used to have this problem with my own children a long time ago. And first they never, it was, trust me, it was a mission. But then now they love going. Now, even if I don't want to go, they want to go and drag me along with them. So this is what it is. So as soon as the love is there, then subhanAllah, you see how much of a difference it makes. Number 4. When driving them to school or walking them to school, make sure that no music is played, and that's absolutely haram, we understand that. But even albums or CDs of nasheeds or Arabic stories, Islamic stories, should not be played. Rather, try to tell them the stories yourselves. This will have a greater impact. Number 1, it's good education for yourselves. If you don't know any Islamic stories, you're going to quickly learn them because you have to teach them to the kids. And then when the kids listen to you, they will be much more receptive to that rather than just putting a tape or a CD on and just letting it play, and they very, very quickly start losing focus and they start getting distracted in other things. Number 5, read to them a short Quranic verse or a short hadith every single day. It doesn't take much time, but it is very impactful in creating strong bonds and wonderful memories for them in the future. 1 verse a day, 1 hadith a day, 1 short hadith a day. Every day make it. What we do in our home just before we eat, when we're together, which isn't enough obviously, but whenever it is together, before we eat, I always say a hadith, or I get my sons, because they're imams now themselves, to say hadith, and we all discuss the hadith. As I said, when my children are young, we used to do this, I used to do it, or their mother used to do it, and now they come back with those hadith that we taught them when they were like 6, 7 years old. We don't remember. I don't remember. I have no clue what they're talking about. And they say, Mama, do you remember? Oh yeah, that day, about that animal and etc. etc. So I'm like, oh, okay. I don't remember, but they remember. Can you see? So these are all memories. Our parents used to do this with us when we were young, and I remember vividly. And now we do the same, and they remember as well. So as we get older, we forget stuff, right? That's natural, I guess. But they, mashallah, they remember everything. So it's so wonderful when they come back, and it puts a smile on your face. So yes, please do this if you can, all parents. Number 6, very important one. Yeah. Comb your hair, clean your teeth, and wear respectable clothing, even if you are doing nothing, just sitting at home. Yes, and you're not going out to the day. They need to learn from a very young age that being clean and hygienic and tidy has nothing to do with going out. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, I've noticed this myself recently, since the pandemic ended, that a lot of people, when they go out and about, they don't really dress up anymore. I don't know if you've noticed it. I've seen in Tesco myself people walking around, in the middle of the day in their pajamas, and they're doing their shopping and stuff. So people have started to let go of looking nice and neat and presentable. Whereby Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has taught us that always be, fix up, look sharp, as they say. Always be immaculate. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, as you know, had a very few number of clothes, but they were always clean and fresh. He had 2 pairs of clothes that he used to wear interchangeably, as you know, but you would not see a speck of dirt on his clothes ever. Always clean, always fresh. And this is what he taught to the Sahaba Ikram, to the companions. So it's something that we also have to do. Whether we're going out, whether we're not, we should always look nice and neat and clean, so our children, they learn that yes, we as Muslims have to always be presentable. Yes? Younger people, we don't look like homeless hobos. So please, everyone, remember the Sunnah of Rasulullah. Number 7, try not to blame, and this one's very important in psychological terms. Try not to blame or comment on every word or action that they say or do. Learn to overlook and let go sometimes. This will certainly build their self-esteem and their self-confidence. Now this is a problem, brothers and sisters, which I have to deal with on a daily basis, whereby children come to me and they say, oh, our parents, they never listen to us, they never give us any credit, they always swear at us, they shout at us, they scream at us, if we have any good opinion. This is against the Sunnah of Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. You know the hadith of Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, whenever he used to have a congregation of people. Sometimes there used to be children in the congregation, in the audience, and he used to, when they used to do mashwara, meaning they used to have consultation to see what is the best way forward in any given situation, he would always ask the kids as well. Yes. And sometimes Abu Hurairah and all of these youngsters, they used to be on his right hand side, and all of the elders, Abu Bakr radiallahu, Umar radiallahu, all of these guys, they used to be on the, and he would start from the right, starting from the right is the Sunnah, and he would start with the kids. He would ask their opinion first. Now also, a 6, 7-year-old kid going to give you, what type of opinion is he going to give you when it's in terms of war strategy? Not much, I assume. But he would still ask them to make them be included in the conversation. And then these kids, again, when they grew up, they used to say this. We find in that they used to say, yes, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, after he passed away, they used to say that. When we were young, we were kids, he always used to ask us, whether we had an opinion or not, he still used to ask us, he used to give us that love and that, that acknowledgement and appreciation. So sometimes, we think, there are kids, what do they know? But that's not the point. The point is always just to listen to them, give them an ear, as they say, whether they're right or wrong. If they're right, alhamdulillah. If they're wrong, we point them obviously in the right direction, but always try and listen to them and don't keep putting them down. A lot of parents, especially from back home, a lot of parents do this. They always put their children down, put them down, put them down, put them down. You know, if they don't do well in class or they get maybe bad results in the exam or whatever, maybe, oh, you know, look at your friend, you got A, you got E, what's this? And then you throw the paper in their face and you start shouting and screaming at them, telling them off, and all this nonsense. No, encouragement. Everyone's different. Everyone's different. So we encourage. Okay, you didn't do so well this time. Inshallah, try harder. I'll help you as well. I guess I'm helping for you when you get your private tutor, whatever. I'm sure you'll do better next time. Don't worry, don't stress. But as long as you do your best, leave up to Allah the rest. And this is how we encourage our children. So never ever, no, because it takes away. And once the children lose their self-esteem and they lose their self-confidence, it's very hard to get it back. Okay. Next one, number 8. Always ask your children's permission before entering their rooms. They will learn to do the same when wanting to enter others' rooms. Again, we find this inside the Quran. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that whenever you want to enter anyone's house, you want to enter anyone's room, you always knock. Never enter without knocking. So you always knock. You knock 3 times, we don't get any response, leave, come back later. So we must do this. We don't just barge into our children's rooms, especially when they're getting older. They might be changing or something, and then, you know, it's going to look really inappropriate. So we've got to make sure that we always knock before we go into their room so that they can do the same, maybe when they want to come into our rooms. Number 9, apologize to your children if you make a mistake. Apologizing teaches them to be humble and polite. Yes, so I've explained that one before. Number 10, do not be sarcastic or make fun of their views or feelings, even if you didn't mean it, or even if you say, oh, I was only joking, because it really hurt. So I've explained that one in a nutshell. Number 11, show respect to your children's privacy. It's important to make sure that you show them their sense of value and self-esteem. I'll explain that one. And number 12, don't expect that they will listen or understand the first time. Don't take it personally. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you always explained 3 times any given situation. Always be patient and be consistent. And if you do, inshallah, they will grow up to be wonderful role models of Islam. So my dear brothers, my dear sisters, those are the 12. I hope we can, inshallah, act upon them. And if we can, inshallah, it will benefit us and benefit our children as well. جزاكم الله خير. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. كل هذا استغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين ونحن على ذلك من الشاكرين. سبحان الله وبحمده سبحان الله العظيم وبحمده ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك وصل على المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك سميع مجيب قريب الدعوات. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. عباد الله رحمكم الله إن الله يغفر لكم وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون فاذكروني أذكركم واشكروا لي ولا تكفرون. استقيموا. I can hand over to Sister to make the announcements. Over to you, Sister.
Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. I'm really sorry it's a bit late because we should have been praying at 12:30 the namaz. But there are some really important messages to give to you. I wanted to say a big thank you to all of you who supported the fundraising dinner of this masjid. It was very successful, and there are some items outside that still left back from the food hall who donated those items to the masjid. You can buy some. I want to say a big thank you to all of you brothers and sisters who are bringing the food to us to be able to give it to the food bank. There's so many families, including Muslim families, who really need that food. And a little while ago I did ask you, just bring in 2 tins of food for us, that we can then keep that food bank supplied. Alhamdulillah that many of you are doing that, so jazakallah khair. A little while ago, 30 of you donated towards the houses that's being built in Syria for the homeless families. We have got an update at the moment, and inshallah, the families should be moving into those houses in January, February. I have got a video giving you an update, and I will pass it on to all of you who had given funds to build those houses. I will have a little meeting with all of you to talk to you about that, and you will see the families who benefited. I want you to know as well that I'm looking for volunteers. LICS are going to be opening the masjid, most likely on a Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., to provide some places of warmth for people who are struggling at this time of crisis with the cost of living. Come and have a cup of tea with us. Come and sit and talk to us. And we're going to be inviting non-Muslims to come as well, and to see, perhaps even tour the masjid and get a good understanding of us. Any of you who can help me with that, I would be really, really grateful. I want to say a big congratulations to PC Freddie Ahmed Firdos on his successfully progressing to his sergeant's promotion. Freddie has looked after our community and was part of the Safer Neighbourhood team, and he has actually moved forward in his career. So we're really sharing his happiness and success. Now, my brothers and sisters, I have with us today, just in front of the shop, the police officers who are looking for new recruits to the Metropolitan Police Service. If you have young ones, or even if you're all thinking of career change or things like this, come and speak to our officers outside. If we don't have the diversity in the police force of the communities that we serve, then we're never ever going to be able to represent what the communities feel. So think about it. The calendar's on sale as well too, £3 for next year's calendar. It's our 40th year next year. My brothers and sisters, there was a little child of 2 years old. He's the son of one of our young brothers who grew up in this masjid. His name is Mehraj. He's in Dubai, or Qatar, sorry. And he has been discovered to have cancerous growth. They are doing an operation on this little one, but it could leave him disabled. But he wants all of you who support him to know that the LICS community is grateful for the support that him and his wife have been given as this little child of 2 is going through chemotherapy. The last thing I want to say to you all, brothers, is I need your help. We need your help. There are some people that are coming into the masjid, observing what you're doing, observing what is in place in the masjid, like collection boxes, like your jackets, and they are rifling and stealing the items. We had an incident here on Tuesday where one of our brothers' wallet was stolen from as they did the prayers. We do have CCTV. I will be putting that poster up shortly. And I need you all to take an active role in protecting all of us. You, the masjid, all of us. That person did look around the masjid, and there were at least 2 of them in here on Tuesday connecting with the phone. This masjid belongs to all of us. If we don't look after it, it's going to be at risk. You all are one family here. And we were really sorry for Brother Ahmed, whose wallet was stolen the other day. So I'm asking you all to watch, be observant. One brother is always at the front by the canopy, but we obviously need someone inside when everyone is standing in the line for prayer. Keep your belongings with you, brothers and sisters, because it's not nice when your driving license, your cards and your monies are taken, and it's really difficult at this time. So, Jazakallah khair. There's also a janazah, one of our aunties who was one of our founder members. She passed away, and her janazah will be on Tuesday at Folly Lane Cemetery. And because the Imam doesn't have this, I've been asked to make a dua for Sister Nasima Begum, who is still in hospital with heart issues. Brother Kader, if you could make the rest of the announcements for the du'as. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah. So brothers and sisters, please make a special prayer for little Zayden, as Sister Robbie mentioned, 2 years old, going through chemotherapy, make special stuff for him. Then we have Brother Saeed Misha Abdul Rahman, who is very ill and has attended this masjid since he was very young. His father and family have been supporters of the masjid. So we make special dua for him. We have a Sister Sarah, who is in hospital following a seizure, and she is the daughter of our Sister Zainab. We make special dua for her. And we make dua for special dua for Sister Khairul Khan, who Auntie Nisha, who has passed away. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. The janaza details will be announced as soon as we know. And we have Sister Leila, Leila's son-in-law, who has passed away also. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Jazakallah. Ya Rabbi.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
واعتذروا يرحمكم الله حيث سيصفون. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. الله سمع الله لمن حمده ربنا ولك الله الله أكبر الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره إنه كان توابا. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله Allahu Akbar. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Brothers and sisters, please do remember what we have. Purchase your pen, documentation.
For those who want to meet the police officers, you're welcome to come and meet them outside the shop. There's an opportunity to meet them. They have some good advice, and if you want to change your career by joining the police, you have an opportunity to meet the police and enroll. Important enroll to get our calendars, and we have some items selling outside the shop.